All right. Punching for SGKV2. All right. So first off, you're going to want SGKV2, obviously. Secondly, there are no good punch animations whatsoever, right, for the uh, fighting. So what I did, these links will be down below, like always. If you go to Fab and you type in animation sample, I think it is, click Unreal, and then go to price and click on free. No? Cool. Okay, so then we'll go and just do it this way. Free animations pack. It's got one punching animation. Um, so yeah, that's the animation that I'll be using. Obviously, if you have your own, you can use your own. No big deal. Just replace the animation that I'm doing with the animation that you're doing, as long as it is set to the UE5 skeleton. Since I believe that's the skeleton that's used by default now in UE5 is the UE5 Manny skeleton or whatever it is. So what you're going to do is go into your animations. We're going to be using this animation right here. Give me 2 seconds because I absolutely hate that. I did not mean to open that one. Okay, and we're going to, well, I'm going to delete everything but that so that way there's no miscommunication. You're going to take the animation that you want and you're going to replace the skeleton. And we are going to find this one right here, Game Survival Kit Game V2, Mesha Skeletal, and at the very bottom, SKM Manny. And then hit OK. And then save all. Right click it, create anim montage. I'm going to leave it the same. You name it, whatever you need according. Don't save it yet. Go ahead and open it. And for the default group slot, go to slot name and do upper body post AO group, upper body post AO. And then save it, close it, save all, reopen it, and he should, yep, be back to that. The reason we want upper body is because we do not want this leg movement. So that way you can punch while you are walking. Now the rest of this, if I'm not mistaken, this was a lot to figure out in the trial and error of things. But um, if you click on this guy right here, and then go to game mode, edit, and then go to edit this, and click edit this, and then boom, brings you to this here. And we want to find inputs. And then we're going to come way over here for left mouse input. And we're just going to come all the way down to the end of that. And this is where the fun begins. So you are going to want to get player inventory. And then drag off of there and do holding weapon, get holding weapon slot, drag off and do a break. And then you're going to want to go from holdable actor and do an equal equal and hit enter. You can slow that back up. I like to hide all unconnected pins to make it more neat. And you're going to take this like that, and then we're going to grab the BP character component. And we are going to get holding item, plug that into the bottom. This check is going to be so if we have the hammer, flashlight, pickaxe, gun, he will not throw a punch. He will only do it if he is unarmed. That is what this check does. So, Now, we are going to want to right click, I'm sorry, hold B and click, and get your branch, plug that into the top one here, and then, because I like things lined up as cleanly as possible, we're going to right click and create custom event, and that is going to be called punching. This is going to run on server. God, this is like really aggravating. I hate having OCD when you do this stuff. We're going to right click again and do another custom event. And we're going to call it play punching. And this is going to be a multicast. So from up here at the top for true, we are going to want to get our punching, which is going to call the server. And the server is going to call the play punching, which is going to be the execution on all uh, all instances. This works for what is it? Listen servers and dedicated servers alike in this order. So now we are going to, this is also going to work for first person and third person, because I hate when people do tutorials and they only include one or the other and don't show you both, because, SGK allows you to do both. So if you're going to do a tutorial, please figure out how to do it for both first and third person. Thank you. We're going to grab the character component again, and we are going to get camera view. And then we are going to do an equal equal and grab the enumeration. Hold B, branch, left, or hold B, left click, sorry. And then we're going to create a variable called is punching question mark. You can name these whatever you want as long as you do not forget what you called it. We're going to drag that out and get it. Control C and Control V, hold B, click twice again. If we are in first person, then we want to go this way. If we are in not in first person, that would mean we are in third person and we want to go this way. And then we want to plug these in for here and here. This Boolean will come in and you'll understand it in just a moment. Now we want to do a set timer by function. Well, actually, let's do this other stuff first before we get into all of that, just to show proof of concept to make sure it works on your end at this moment. So do play anim montage. So there's play anim montage here, and then there's this one. This is the one that I'm going to be using because we need these right here. The other one doesn't, obviously it doesn't have those, so we're not going to be using that. So we're going to plug this in for that. Sorry, not on the true, because if we are punching, we don't want to play it again. Duplicate it. And then for the top one, it is going to be for the first person arms. Plug it into the skeletal mesh component. And then the mesh character mesh goes into the bottom one. Montage to play is going to be this one that we created earlier. We're going to plop that into both of them. And now, if we go ahead and click on play and we punch, we can left click. However, we can click, 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 click all over again, and he just continues to do it. That is not good. So what we're going to do is grab is punching, and we're going to set it, and we're going to need this 4 different times. And this one will be true. That one will be false. And we're going to run this one to the true. So when it begins to play, it knows that we are playing it, so don't let it continue to do. And then we are going to go from on completed and interrupted, we're going to set that to false. And the same for down here. So that one goes to you, and then on completed and on interrupted. The on interrupted is for, say you're in the middle of punching, and you like pick something up on accident. It will, if you don't do this, it'll break it, and then you won't be able to swing another punch until you restart your server. So this prevents that from happening. So now if we hit play, I'm clicking as many, I don't know if you can hear it, I'm pretty sure you can, my mouse is pretty loud. And he can only throw it one time until the animation is over, and then he can throw again. So that's pretty much that setup. We'll do it in the first person. You see the fists. Um, and at the end, I'll show you how it'll also work if you're two people playing, yada yada yada. Because it should work right now. I'm pretty sure if I do it. We're gonna go to client and hit play. As you can see, I take it back. We got to do it from here, so it pops up two individual windows. There we go. So as you can see, on both windows, it shows. So therefore, the replication is working. Okay. So now we're going to want to go ahead and cause some damage, right? Because that's like the main thing everybody wants. You want to punch, that's great, that's dandy, but you also want to do some damage, huh? Oh, you know what I forgot to do? Well, if you guys want to make it to where, when you hit the player and if you punch the player or if he takes any type of damage, he flinches or whatever, I'll make a tutorial on that too. I meant to add it into this, but I completely forgot. So let me know. This is going to be TP damage trace. We're going to create another one called FP damage trace. The third person one is the only one that we want right now. We're going to go into our viewport and we're going to add arrows. So there's one arrow and we are going to attach that to the mesh, character mesh. We're going to attach that to the right hand because that's the hand that in the animation throws the punch. We're going to rotate that 180 out, hit compile, and then we are going to add another one. We're going to add this one to the first person arms. And that is also going to be on the right hand. And you guessed it, not for this. This kind of throw you off the wall here, but it's also going to be 180 out. Save it. Name this TP arrow. And this is going to be FP arrow. I know I spelled it wrong. It does not matter. And then we go back into inputs. And I dragged the wrong one. So for this, we're going to get our FP arrow. And we are going to get world location. And then we are going to do a sphere trace by channel. The start and the end is at the arrow. I have found that 30 works best for the tutorial. You can obviously mess around with it and move it to wherever you choose, whatever works best for you. Actors to ignore, obviously we're going to do the make array and then we're going to add ourselves to it so that way we do not hurt ourselves with this trace. It will be trace complex. And then we're going to run a branch off of here. So if we do hit something, we can continue on with what we want to do. We are going to break that hit result. And then we are going to apply point damage, because SGK does not use any other type of damage. It uses this type of damage. The base damage, I'm put to 3. You can promote that to a variable so you can change it on the character yourself on the fly, whatever you want to do. But I'm going to leave it to 3 because in testing, I found 3 is the best for this punch because this punch hits you twice. So the damage causer is going to be yourself. The event or the damaged actor is going to be hit actor. Hit from direction is going to be the impact point. And that's it. We can shoot that back down. And that is it for that damage. So if I go ahead and hit play now, you're going to see that this guy is going to lose health. Or at least he would if I called it. So, yeah, that would kind of help, huh? Got ahead of myself there. So we're going to spread these out and we're going to do a custom, timer by function name. Set timer by function name. That function is going to be TP damage trace. This does have to be 100% correct or it will not do it. I'm going to do this for 0.1. It will be looping. We're going to drag off the return value for the timer and do a promote to variable and call this TP. I'm pretty sure I put this in the wrong damn spot, but we're going to call it TP timer because, yeah, that doesn't belong there. This needs to go down here. So, whoops. But it's okay. There we go. So that's there, right? Cool, fine. Shit. There we go. Plug you up to there. Bring this over here. And then off of the finished right here, we want to grab our TP timer. And we don't want to set it. We want to get it. Drag off of there and do pause timer by handle. Plug that in like this, which means that while the animation is playing, okay, it's going to play, or it's going to run through this every 0.1 seconds and check to see have we hit something. And then once it's done, it will pause it so that way it doesn't harm your performance too much by having this tick in the background because it will only tick when called. So now if we do this, you should see, like if I punch out here, you'll see the, yep, you'll see the spheres. And now if I go over to this guy, watch his health bar, and you see his health bar has dropped because I'm punching him. In first person, though, nothing should happen. At least it didn't in my testing. Yeah, okay. So you see it turning green, but it's not hurting him, right? And I was like, what the fuck? Like, how does that make a difference? And I honestly, I can't tell you, to be real, except for the fact that maybe the third person, or when you're in first person, that third person collision doesn't exist, but the trace still hits. So I don't know why it does that. Go ahead and make a copy of your timer function. Excuse me. And then we're going to want to grab your FP damage trace. I guess we could have just typed in FP. Anyway, promote that to a variable, and that will be FP timer. Plug that in like so. And then off of the FP timer, we're going to go ahead and get that. We can just copy this, plug that in there, set it here. And for the actual damage, we're going to copy everything. Plug the FP trace into there. And I believe that's actually it. Yes. So now, if we hit play. Oh, what did I forget to connect? Oh, that's right. I knew I was forgetting something. You want the first person arrow so it knows to call from the first person arm. So now we'll come over here, we'll hit this guy, boom, 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 boom. Oh, look, he's hurt. Oh no, what are we gonna do? We go into first person, let them spheres disappear, go back up to him, hit him again, and look at that, more health has gone away. Please don't forget to turn these things off, because as you saw, they will be seen on the server, unless you do a shipping build. If you do development builds, you will see all of that. If you do shipping builds, it won't ship out with all that stuff. But there you go. Pretty short, sweet, and simple. Another 20 some odd minute tutorial. Not bad. Seems to be like the length of my tutorials nowadays. But that is how you get SGK to punch and do damage to the other players. If there's anything else you'd want to see, let me know. I am starting a Patreon because I have a lot of people that are starting to ask me for tutorials and other Discords for other templates and whatnot. So I'm going to start a Discord because I can't do all of you guys' tutorials and still work a full-time job at the same time. So please consider that an option. The link will be down below as well with everything else. So yeah, thank you guys for watching, and I hope you enjoyed.